We are going to be talking about a stock that has become one of the most controversial, most debated, and most polarizing names in the entire market, and that stock is Palantir. In this video, we are going to take a look at their most recent announcement, talk about why the stock keeps getting so much attention from both bulls and bears, and then go over what it would actually take for Palantir to get to a much higher price from here. So if you enjoy the video, drop a like down below, and if you want to see more videos like this one, make sure to subscribe. Currently, Palantir is trading at around 129 with a market cap of around 310 billion, and the stock carries a very rich valuation and a forward PE near 86x and a trading PE above 145x. That alone tells you this is not just a value stock. This is one of those names that the market keeps pricing like a hyper-growth AI infrastructure play, and the debate is whether that premium is justified or not. The stock has had a brutal year so far. After 3 consecutive years of triple-digit gains, 167% in 2023, 340% in 2024, and 135% in 2025. Now Palantir has retreated 29% year-to-date in 2026. It's down roughly 37% from its 52-week high of 207.52 set in November 2025, and that's where we see that the business itself has never been stronger. Now, looking at the business performance, as I mentioned in the introduction, Palantir is still one of the fastest growing enterprise software companies in the market because the business is accelerating, not decelerating. In its latest quarter, Palantir reported 85% year-over-year revenue growth to $1.633 billion, with US revenue overall growing 104%, the first time the company achieved triple-digit US growth. Now, the GAAP operating income was $754 million with a 46% operating margin. And what is most impressive about Palantir right now is that the company raised its full year 2026 revenue guidance to around $7.65 billion. And that's a 10% increase over prior guidance. Now, the overall market is navigating a complex macro environment in mid-2026. The S&P is up about 9.32% year-to-date, but technology stocks have been volatile as investors rotate between AI winners and laggards. Interest rates remain elevated, and there is ongoing debate about whether the AI spending boom is sustainable or whether we're in a bubble. The US presidential election cycle is also creating uncertainty around defense spending and technology policy. So these are the events happening, and why Palantir, with its heavy government exposure and premium valuation, is particularly sensitive to macro sentiment shifts. So when risk appetite is high, Palantir flies. When it contracts, Palantir gets crushed. Now, one of the things that really stands out to me about Palantir is the company's unique position in the AI ecosystem. Palantir is not just an AI model provider like OpenAI or Anthropic. It is an AI orchestration layer platform that allows enterprises and government agencies to deploy, manage, and switch between different AI models without disrupting their operations. So this is a fundamentally different business model, and it's becoming increasingly valuable as the AI landscape gets more complicated and more regulated. And that is a very important point because recent events have validated this thesis in real time. On June 12, 2026, the US government forced Anthropic to immediately cut global access to its flagship Mythos 5 and Fable 5 AI models less than 72 hours after their release, citing security vulnerabilities. We also see that D.A. Davidson analyst Gear Rulia noted that if an enterprise customer built its business directly on top of these models, the disruption to their business could have been catastrophic. So in contrast, a company that has built its business on an orchestration tool such as Palantir could only experience a minor transition as Palantir swaps the AI models underneath its solution. So this is the AI model risk that nobody was talking about 6 months ago, and Palantir is uniquely positioned to solve it. Now, what would it take to move higher? Now, the question everybody wants to know is, what would it take for Palantir to keep moving higher from here? So the answer is actually pretty straightforward. First, Palantir needs to continue delivering on its tremendous growth trajectory, which means beating the raised guidance it just provided. And then it needs to keep executing on its NVIDIA partnership. It also needs to change the narrative around AI model competition, convincing investors that its orchestration layer is not just a nice-to-have, but a must-have for any enterprise serious about AI deployment. So now this is where the discussion, especially about valuation, gets interesting. At presently around 86x forward earnings, Palantir is already priced for perfection. But Rulia's upgrade argues that the PEG ratio, price earnings to growth, is actually attractive at approximately 0.48. Now, any PEG below 1 suggests the stock is undervalued relative to its growth. Now, at roughly 129 a share, Palantir is already valued like one of the most important software companies on the planet, with a market cap of around 310 billion. But the company's defenders would argue that exactly what it is, the critical infrastructure layer for the AI economy. Now, Rulia raised his earnings estimates to $1.5 per share for 2026 and $2.14 for 2027. Both are above prior expectations. So, at those numbers, the forward PE drops to roughly 86x for 2026 and 60 for 2027, which starts to look more reasonable for a company growing at 70+%. Now, the most important thing to understand is that Palantir is not a typical software company. Its gross margins are 84% and its free cash flow is over 50%, meaning more than 50 cents of every dollar in revenue converts to cash. Now, the controversial side, let me talk about the part that makes the stock so polarizing. Palantir is no stranger to controversy, and the company's ethical and political baggage is a real factor that investors can't ignore. Just this week, as the UK's National Health Service prepares to mark its 78th anniversary on July 5th, Amnesty International UK issued a powerful statement demanding that the government tear up its contract with Palantir and keep the US software company out of NHS patient data for good. So Amnesty's crisis response manager, Christian Benedict, said Palantir's technology is used by the Israeli military in an ongoing genocide and by US migration enforcement to track and target people for deportment. So a company with that track record has no business anywhere near the most sensitive information the public holds, their health records. So this is not a fringe concern. In 2023, NHS England awarded a $330 million contract to Palantir to build the Federated Data Platform, a system that centralizes sensitive patient data. So if you're enjoying the video so far, please like, share, and subscribe. Now let's continue. On June 3rd, 2026, the Cross-Party House of Commons Science, Innovation and Technology Committee called for the government to terminate this contract. The contract is up for renewal in February 2027, and an amnesty is urging supporters to join their No Palantir in our NHS campaign. That is why this stock carries risks that go beyond traditional financial analysis. Palantir's government business, which accounted for 42% of Q1 2026 revenue at 687 million, is built on contracts that are increasingly politically contested. The companies work with US immigration enforcement, the Israeli military, and now the NHS has made it a lightning rod for human rights criticism. So, that's also why Palantir feels a little bit like a battleground stock. Investors are not just debating numbers, they are debating values. So some investors won't touch it for ethical reasons, whereas others see the controversy as a buying opportunity because it creates a valuation discount, and this is a stock where your view of the company's ethics directly impacts your view of the investment. So, what's the next leg higher? Another thing that keeps coming up with the Palantir is how the company is positioning itself for the next phase of AI adoption. And here we see the NVIDIA partnership is still a big part of this. And also we see that Alex Karp is saying combining Palantir infrastructure with NVIDIA's AI and the Nemotron models will allow the US government to unleash the full potential of LLMs while removing the underlying security risks. So if you ask what leg higher could look like, the answer is basically Palantir has to keep converting its strategic positioning into sustained revenue growth for both government and commercial markets. But the key point is Palantir's valuation has already compressed significantly from its peak, and the forward PE has come down from over 250x in November 2025 to approximately 71x to 86x today. And so, personally, I think Palantir is one of the most fascinating stocks in the market right now because it is still at an intersection of so many powerful trends. So my best case is Palantir continues to execute, deliver another beat on Q2 earnings, and the stock grinds higher towards the 150 to 160 range over the next 3 to 6 months. And Palantir is a classic show me stock. The bull case is compelling, and the valuation is demanding, and the risks are real, especially the ethical risks that I also believe are a very big concern, especially for investors and for me myself actually. So yes, I understand why the bulls are excited. The growth is undeniable, the moat is real, and the AI orchestration layer thesis has been validated by recent events. I also understand why some investors are still skeptical. The valuation is still high and ethical baggage is heavy. And so the competition from frontier AI labs isn't also going away. So if you've enjoyed the video, please drop a like down below and subscribe for more. And as always, do your own research and remember to put God first in whatever you do, for the hour of his judgment is come. Thank you. See you then.